Hi everyone, I hope that you have had a good week. Those of you that have been in school, I hope that you have enjoyed it. And those of you that have been at home, I hope you've been getting on okay with your home learning and that you've had a good week as well. So our story, last time we left it, where Stan had gone for a walk, he'd gone to try and find some new goldfish for the goldfish stand, and he'd met somebody along the way that pointed him in the direction of the tent where he could find the goldfish, and he's just entered that and found out that it's a bit of a strange place where they have got some scorpions and things like that crawling around. So now on chapter 23. The goldfish supplier is sitting at a desk in front of an assortment of plastic ponds. A fishing net is slung over his shoulder. He grins and beckons Stan towards him. You found me. Well done. That's half the battle over. I'm Seabrook. What's your name and what's your poison? Poison, says Stan. Forgive me. You're new, aren't you? Seabrook's way is we have a drink and a chinwag, then we get down to business. I can do you water, fizzy water, or black pop. Stan suddenly realises that he's very thirsty. What's in the black pop? He asks. Seabrook taps his nose and winks. Something black, he says. Something secret, something delicious. He reaches into a drawer in the desk and takes out a squat glass bottle filled with black stuff and hands it to Stan. Some folks say it makes them do sums better, says Seabrook. Some folks say it makes them run better. He twists his nose. Some folk even say it helps them to drink black pop better. No, I don't quite get what they mean by that either. What did you say your name was? It's Stan, says Stan. He takes a swig of the black pop. Seabrook's right. It is delicious. Now, let's have the chinwag, says Seabrook. It's a lovely day, isn't it, Stan? It is, says Stan. Though there was a bit of a chill last Wednesday, adds Seabrook. Was there? Says Stan. There was. But not like that cold snap back in March. And kids today, eh? I mean, it's serious, isn't it? Every time you turn on the telly, there's another one. The world's going to rack and ruin. And the economy. I mean, where's it all going to end? Stan swigs the black pop. A strange taste, like blackberries and sardines at the same time. I don't know, he admits. Me neither, Stan. I mean, I was saying to Mackintosh just last night, you know, he's the one who's married that lass from Pembroke, the one with a bit of a limp after she fell off her bike when she was 3. I mean, I was saying to him, what's to become of us? When's it going to end? He didn't have a clue, of course. Not surprising when you think what he's been through with that poor dog of his. But I mean, there is no answer, is there? I mean, you listen to them talk, and they talk like they know what they're talking about and what they're going to do about it all, and you know what they haven't got a clue what they mean. I mean, it's like they talk for the sake of talking. Do you know what I mean? And the litter, Stan. It's not like in our day, is it? I blame the teachers, rack and ruin. It's not the teacher's fault. And it is a long way to Tipperary. That's what folk fail to understand. You've got to look on the bright side, haven't you? There's a light at the end of the... But listen, it's been really lovely talking to you. Stan, I'm afraid I haven't got all day anyway. What's it got to do with the price of fish? I don't know, Mr. Seabrook. Exactly. Now, are you after A, B, C or D? He sees Stan's blank expression. Do you want golden greats, top notches, not too bads, or little runts? He sees Stan's continued blank expression. Tell you what, come and look at the ponds and I'll explain. Seabrook leads Stan round the desk to the ponds. He explains that the golden greats in Pond A are the best of all and the most expensive of all, and the little runts in Pond D are the scrawniest and cheapest. Stan looks down. They are all beautiful to his eyes. The gorgeously curving golden greats, the twitchy little runts, and all the others in between. They're lovely, says Stan, each and every one of them. As if they hear, several fish rise to the surface and turn their eyes and mouths to Stan. I'm impressed, says Seabrook. You've got the touch. I could do you a mixture if you like. How many are you after? Half a shoal. And who are they for? Wilfred Dot. Aha, says Seabrook. Mr. Dot, a long-time customer of mine. He goes back to the desk and opens a file. As I thought, he says. Wilfred Dot custom is to take the little runts. Stan nods. He actually already guessed that. The 13 fish he saved on his birthday were obviously from Pond D. But, says Seabrook, I've heard he's a changed man these days. A changed man? Asked Stan. News travels fast in the fair, Stan. The story is he's come across some kid who's had an influence on him. He closes the file and peers at Stan. Is he a changed man, Stan? I don't know. I didn't know him before. Before he came across you mean? I don't know, says Stan. Seabrook smiles. He winks. It's a pleasure and an honour to have you here, Stan, he says. Tell you what, I'll do a mixed half shoal, okay? Okay, says Stan. Seabrook takes his net, dips it into all 4 ponds, lifts out fish from each, and tips them gently into a plastic carrier filled with clear water. The fish swarm together, becoming accustomed to their new space. Then as Stan and Seabrook watch, they separate again into A's, B's, C's and D's. Funny how that always happens, says Seabrook. He grins. Look at those golden grates. Look at how splendid they are in there. Don't you think they're splendid, Stan? Yes, says Stan. But which are your true favourites, Stan? Stan gazes into the water. The little runts, he says after a moment. Seabrook grins again. I thought so. Maybe because you came from the same pond, eh, Stan? Seabrook smiles. Stan digs into his pocket and takes out some money. How much are they? He asks. Seabrook takes a few coins from his hand. That'll do, he says. Now turn round and I'll get this on your back. He lifts the plastic water carrier, which has straps hanging from it. He puts the straps over Stan's shoulders. The carrier is heavy, but it settles easily onto Stan's back. Stan feels it hanging there, so close. He thinks he can feel the vibrations of the fish as they swim. Feels okay? asks Seabrook. Stan nods. Off you go then, Stan. He touches Stan's shoulder. You know what? The little troubled runts are often the ones that turn out to be best of all. Stan says goodbye. He walks away, past the empty rusting cages. He's forgotten about the scorpions and the eagle. He feels the vibration of swimming fish at his back. The water carrier glitters and glows. Chapter 24. Stan isn't aware of passing through the wall of the tent, but suddenly there he is, out in the fair again. He walks homeward, past the wild boar cookhouse, towards Dot. A few kids gather behind him and follow. They poke at the water carrier, point at the fish. They ask if they can have one, and Stan laughs and says they'll have to come to Mr. Dot's hook-a-duck and win one. There's a prize every time at Dot's, he says, pleased with himself for advertising the stall so well. The kids say they will and Stan sees how happy and friendly they are, and with every step he feels more at home, but he also has the feeling of being watched again. He pauses by the wrestling booth and looks around. There's a man standing in the shade. The kids gasp. It's Pancho, one whispers. It isn't. It can't be. It is. I saw him last year in Marrakesh. It's him. The kids quieten down, and Stan senses their trembling excitement. He's dark-skinned, dark-eyed, dressed in blue. He heads straight to Stan. You're Stan, he says. His voice is soft, foreign, watery. I've been waiting for you, Stan. All these years, I knew there'd be somebody like you, and now, here you are. He holds out his hand. Stan takes it. It's odd, but he feels like he's known this man for a long, long time. I've been watching you, he says. You are the goldfish boy. Will you come to see my act? Yes, but I'll be easy to find, Stan. Ask anyone. Come tomorrow, see my act, and then we will talk some more. He turns away. The kids breathe easily again. Panco Pirelli, one whispers. I seen Panco Pirelli. Why has he been watching you, Stan? I don't know, says Stan. I don't know anything. He's the greatest. We thought he was gone. My dad said he'd been gobbled up. Gobbled up, gasped Stan. Aye, but he obviously hasn't. Maybe he just got a bit chewed. They say he's getting old. They say he will be getting proper gobbled up if he doesn't take care. Stan has so many questions, but the kids scatter, running away to tell their families and friends that they have stood beside the great Panco Pirelli. Chapter 25. Dot's delighted with the fish. He says they're a glorious collection. He catches his breath as he says it. Did you hear what I said? He marvels. A glorious collection. You wouldn't have heard Dot saying such a thing about a bunch of a few fish a short day ago, would you, Stan? Stan shrugs. No, he admits. You're a strange one, says Dot, peering into Stan's face. Me, says Stan. I, you. You're having quite an influence on me, young Stan. He snaps open a bottle of beer and swigs from it. The sky glows like a blazing furnace, then it darkens. Mr. Dot says that stores like Hook a Duck don't do too well once darkness falls. They're too tame for the night, he says. People want the bright lights and the excitement of the waltzer. They want to scream and howl on the roller coaster. They want to be horrified in the haunted house and terrified in the wall of death. They want to spin and twist and plummet and soar. They want to binge on greasy burgers and spicy sauces. Dot sits up on the step of the caravan. Stan sits with him as the moon appears above the fair, and the lights and music and voices start to fill the night. Stan tells him about seeing Panko Pirelli. So it's true, murmurs Dot. He's come again. What is his act? Stan asks, but Dot shakes his head. Best to see it for yourself, Stan. You can go tomorrow. He talked to me, Mr. Dot. Your honour, Stan. He said he's been waiting for me. Did he? Dot reaches out and touches Stan's hair. I had the same kind of feeling. About what? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Massive spider has just appeared next to me. I'm going to have to sort this out. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This is what I've just had to deal with. I am, of course, going to get it out of the house safely, but you can see why I had to stop. Okay, sorry about that. I've got it safely into the back garden and I've stopped shaking now. Just came running up my shoe there. Right, where was I? I was just near the end as well. Sorry, I couldn't carry on in case it went and hid somewhere I wouldn't sleep. Okay, so I had the same kind of feeling. About what? About you, Stan. From the moment I seen you cleaning them ducks and saving them fish from the river water. Like you'd been sent to me that day. Like you was special, he grins. Or maybe I'm just going daft, eh? He grins again. But like I said, he continues, you're a strange one. They're silent for a while, staring into the moon. These are the joys of travelling life, says Mr. Dot. What are, says Stan. The simple things like this, young Stan. Simple things like sitting on the caravan step in the light of the lovely moon. They say it makes you mad, you know. They say you shouldn't let the moon shine down on you too much. I've heard that, says Stan. Do you believe it? Asks Dot. Stan shrugs. He doesn't really know what he believes anymore. Okay, gonna stop there. Sorry about that rude interruption. And there's a picture of them too at the end there. Okay, we are not far off the end now. And Stan's life, as I said, have been saying, it's been changing throughout, and now is his big moment coming up. If you have any book recommendations, let me know, because I'll be ready to start a new one, I imagine, at the end of next week. Okay, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.